So let's talk about voice AI. Our devices are listening all the time, right? And that brings up a huge question. How do we actually trust it? That's what we're going to dive into today.
I mean, it's the question that's probably on your mind, whether you're just asking your smart speaker for the weather or dealing with an automated system from your bank. These things are, well, they're everywhere now. They're kind of invisible, but super powerful. So, yeah, when a machine's whole job is to listen, how do you prove it's actually worthy of our trust?
And that question, it really gets to the heart of this huge balancing act. On one hand, the opportunity here is just massive, right? We're talking about incredible efficiency, scaling support like never before, offering help 24/7. But on the other hand, that power comes with this massive, massive responsibility. You've got to protect privacy, you have to get consent, and your security has to be absolutely rock solid.
So what makes this whole thing so sensitive in the first place? Well, what's really interesting is where voice AI lives. It operates right at this crazy intersection of two super personal things. Our data, names, addresses, all that stuff, and the most natural way we interact, just talking. And when you mix those two, you get this natural trust gap that any company worth its salt has to figure out how to bridge.
Okay, so how do we actually build that bridge? How do we earn that trust? Well, it all starts with a really solid foundation. Let's get into the first pillar, all the technical stuff, the rules you have to have in place to protect data.
And this pillar, it's not just one thing. It's actually built on three key parts that all have to work together perfectly. We're talking about privacy, security, and storage. Let's break each of those down.
First up, privacy. And look, this isn't just some buzzword, okay? It's really a set of promises. It's a promise to only collect the data you absolutely need and only for a very specific reason you've told people about. It's a promise to keep conversations confidential. And of course, you've got to follow the big privacy laws like GDPR and CCPA. But the golden rule through all of this, never, ever share data without permission. Simple as that, but so important.
All right, next up is security. And this is the part where you just can't mess up. I'm talking about encrypting all the data, whether it's just sitting on a server that's at rest or flying across the internet that's in transit. It also means locking things down with secure authentication, being super strict about who has access, running constant security checks, and making sure your logs can't be tampered with. Literally every single link in that chain has to be strong.
And the stakes here, they are incredibly high. Think about it. It can take years, literally years, to build up customer trust. And a single security breach can just destroy all of it in a second.
Okay, so this brings us to storage and a really important idea called data minimization. The principle is so simple. Just don't be a data hoarder. It's like cleaning out your garage. The best practice is to only keep what is absolutely essential. If you don't need it, get rid of it. It is by far the safest way to protect everyone involved, your customers and yourself. Okay, so we've covered the technical side of things, the foundation for protecting data. But honestly, that's only half the battle. Now we need to move on to our second pillar, because building trust isn't just about tech, it's about designing every single interaction to be fundamentally respectful of the user.
And just like before, this pillar has three key parts that all need to work in harmony. You've got consent and transparency, fairness and ethics, and maybe most importantly, boundaries and control for the user.
Transparency has to start from the very first second. And this is a perfect example of how to do it right. The AI says who it is, what it is, and right away gives you an out, a way to talk to a real person. It's so clear, it's honest, it's respectful, there's no trickery. That's how you build trust from hello.
And that transparency leads right into the whole question of ethical use. Look, it's totally ethical for an AI to answer your questions or book an appointment. What's deeply, deeply unethical when it pretends to be a human, when it misleads you, or when it tries to manipulate your choices. This isn't just about what's legal, it's about doing what's right. Then there's fairness, which is another huge piece of the puzzle. And honestly, it's a massive challenge with AI. See, these models learn from data. And if the data you feed them is biased, guess what? Your AI is going to be biased too. The only way to fight this is to constantly test with all kinds of voices and accents, to watch how it performs for different groups of people, and to design it so it doesn't make harmful assumptions. This is not a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's a constant job.
We also have to be really smart about setting boundaries. Let's be real. AI is amazing for all the boring, repetitive stuff, right? Scheduling, status updates, that kind of thing. But when things get sensitive or complex, or the stakes are really high,
that's when a human has to step in. It's all about using the right tool for the job. You know, there's this quote I love that just nails the whole idea here. Automate the process, not the empathy. That's it. That's the whole philosophy. The goal is for AI to help us, to support us, not to try and replace something that is fundamentally human and completely irreplaceable. Empathy.
And finally, all this respectful design, it comes down to one thing: putting the customer in the driver's seat. Their rights are totally non-negotiable. That means a super easy way to get to a human, a simple way to say no thanks and opt out. The absolute right to say, delete my data. Full control. Because it's their data, their interaction, they have to be in control. Always.
So, I know what you might be thinking after all this. Wow, that is a lot of work, a lot of rules. And you know what? You're right, it is. But here's the thing that so many people miss. This isn't just about dodging bullets or avoiding risk. It's about creating a really powerful business advantage, one that most people completely underestimate.
The payoff here is real and it's huge. When people trust you, their loyalty goes through the roof. Your brand reputation gets a major boost. Your legal risks, they go way down. And maybe the best part, people are actually excited to use your tech because they feel safe. It's a win for the customer, a win for the brand, it's a win all around.
So it's really time to flip the script on this. Thinking about strong ethics and compliance as a roadblock? That's the old way. The truth is, these things are your competitive advantage, especially now in a world that's pretty skeptical. This is your secret weapon.
So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. Every single time your voice AI talks to someone, it's speaking for your entire company. It has a voice, a personality, a character. So the real question is, what is it saying about your brand? And more importantly, is it saying you can trust us?